Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of a Man once again, and today we are going to talk about this new Shonen series that just released by Viz on Thursday called Kaiju number 8. Now, I have a bunch of notes that I'm going to go over, and this is going to sort of work like a review, but it's also going to be like, hey, there's this information that I'm presenting to you. So, we're talking about Kaiju number 8. That's the name of the series. It's also known as Monster number 8, or 8 Kaiju, or Kaiju 8 Go. It's written by Naoya Matsumoto. He is also the artist. Well, I say he, but I don't know if it's actually a he or a she. I'm going to assume he. It's published by Shonen Jump and in English by Viz. But it's only available online right now. They dropped the first 5 chapters right off the bat on Thursday, and it seems that it's going to continue to release every Thursday. At least next week's chapter is on Thursday. From my understanding, this is not actually a Shonen Jump title. It's a Jump Plus title, and that means that it's licensed for distribution, but not actually part of the magazine, if that kind of makes sense. I'm not sure if that's completely correct, but that's my understanding of the situation. If that's wrong, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to correct it in some way in my next video about this series. And the genres here are action, comedy, horror, and I would almost call it military sci-fi. It focuses on this, or it seems that it's going to focus on this group of people that fight kaiju. And the demographic is obviously shonen. So what is a kaiju? In case you're not someone that knows about these things, the kaiju is a name for a giant Japanese monster that like attacks cities. You know, Godzilla, Mothra, King Kong, the things from Pacific Rim. That's what it is. It's a giant monster, and usually you fight them with giant robots. In this case, it just seems to be power suits, but hopefully there's some giant robots. I would be very excited about that. So the first 5 chapters dropped, like I said. It's a total of 156 pages. So in fact, it might even be possible that we might get a print edition rather soon, given that most print volumes are between 200 to 250 pages, sometimes going to 300, but that's really stretching it, I think, at least from a cursory glance through my books. It seems to be that the 250 page mark is kind of the goal. So we're already at 156. It's only a couple more chapters, a couple more weeks before there's enough stuff for a release, and hopefully it's popular enough that they'll justify a tankobon. So that's the basic information here. The premise is that this guy who's 33 years old, so it's like a shonen, but it's like slightly older shonen. It's a little bit more for the older side of young adults. A kaiju dismantler, someone that cleans up kaiju after someone else kills them, suddenly finds himself with the powers of a kaiju. And this is not a spoiler because it happens in the first chapter. There's like, it's part of the description of the series. So no one get angry because it's not a spoiler, I promise. So he finds himself as one of these monsters. However, he finds that he can control his abilities to some extent. And so he still wants to follow his dream of joining this kaiju hunter unit called the Japan Defense Force. And so he applies and finally gets allowed to try to do it. And now we follow a regular shonen story from there. He has to go through a test and then, you know, go on to the wider world of whatever it is that he's going to do. It was very interesting. I really enjoyed it. I think there was a lot of good world building. There was a good amount of character work. The characters were established very well, very easily, without any lack of information, I guess. Like, it didn't feel like all you got was their name and like a character trait. It felt like there was more to each of them. So the characters that we got here are Kafka Habino, who is our main character. He is a 33-year-old kaiju dismantler who had a dream of being a kaiju fighter at one point, but he never got to pass the test. And so through the process of the story, he finds resolve to try again. We have Reno Ichikawa, who is a young man who failed the test and who joins Kafka on his journey to get into the Japan Defense Force. They meet in the first chapter. They don't hit it off initially, but, you know, stuff happens, and they develop a friendship. We have Mina Ashiro, who seems to be connected to Kafka in some way. I think it's a case of a childhood friend, and she is actually one of the main platoon leaders for the Japan Defense Force, or the one that we see early on. She shows up literally the first 3 pages. And the last important character that we get is Kikoru Shinomiya, who is like that very specific like genius rich girl trope, like Arena from Food Wars, something along those lines. You know, one of those like really haughty, like they're gonna laugh in your face, but they're like so good at everything they do that it's okay that they laugh in your face. I don't know exactly how to describe her, but she's kind of one of those characters. And yeah, overall, it's a very good story. So I'm going to talk spoilers now, because I'm going to tell you what happened in each chapter, so you guys kind of have an idea. So please skip this little section if you want to. So before we talk about that though, the chapter intro pages are awesome. Very good quality content. I really like how they're drawn, and the additional background stuff that they add is very nice. It really adds to the feeling of the sci-fi aspect. It's very enjoyable. It fits the style, and it lends character to the story. So yeah, so chapter 1 is an introduction. Then we have a battle with a small kaiju. Kafka saves Reno's life, but is then put in danger himself. And then he gets his power up. He becomes partially kaiju, I guess. I don't really know how it worked. Chapter 2, Kafka, with his new given power, beats a kaiju that's threatening to kill a little girl. And after this happens, he gains resolve. He decides that he's going to say screw it. He's going to try again because he finally has the resolve to try to become part of the Japan Defense Force once again. Chapter 3 is the test center. They get there. They meet Kikoru, and they have a little like spout with her, a little like battle of wills, if you will. Chapter 4 is the endurance test, kind of like a filler section into the next test. Chapter 5, the test really begins in earnest now. They have to hunt kaiju as their last test, and then it ends on a cliffhanger that had me chomping at the bit for the next chapter. I thought it was really great how it ended. I was really excited about what's coming next. In fact, I'm so excited that I want to do weekly reviews for each chapter. So please tune in next Saturday at the same time, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, when I release my review for chapter 6 of Kaiju number 8. So that's really everything I have for you guys today. Sorry if it's a little long, but well, I kind of wanted to include both a announcement about what the news are as well as a bit of a review. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this. Did you enjoy it? Are you excited to see a kaiju based story on Shonen Jump? I'm personally very excited about it, and I would like to know what you guys feel. Thank you guys very much for watching once again, and see you guys later.